I found my girlfriend with another man in our house. Her reaction was even worse than the betrayal. I never thought I'd walk into my own home and feel like a stranger in it, but that's exactly what happened the Saturday my diving certification trip got canceled. I remember thinking I'd surprised my girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend now, because I hadn't seen her all week and things had felt a little distant lately. Not in a dramatic way, just the shift, a hesitation in her voice when she said goodnight, a delay when answering texts. I chalked it up to stress. And like an idiot, I still planned to take her to this new seafood place she'd been talking about for months. Instead, I unlocked my front door and found a barefoot stranger stretched across my couch like he owned the place, scrolling through his phone with zero shame. He didn't even flinch when I walked in. He just looked up and said, "Oh, hey man, someone's here to see you." And the worst part was his tone. It wasn't apologetic, confused, startled, nothing. Just casual, like I'd walked into a dentist office and he was a receptionist. Before I could even form words, I heard her voice, "Lindsay," from the hallway. "Tell him I'm not awake yet," she shouted. Not awake. In our bedroom. 12 hours earlier than she expected me. Something inside my chest went cold, like a switch being flipped. I didn't go down the hall. I didn't need to. The way couch guy, who later introduced himself as Chase, Smirk told me everything. Honestly, it's weird how quickly betrayal sinks in. You'd think it would take time or some kind of emotional unraveling. But no, it hits with absolute clarity, like a clean cut. Lindsay had moved into my home little by little over the past 7 months, turning my spare room into a studio for her botanical illustration work. I was proud of her, proud to support her. She couldn't afford the art supplies, the studio rent she had before, the networking events. So I told her I'd cover it until her portfolio took off. I handled her loft rent because she claimed she needed the space for her creativity, and I even paid her hybrid car payment after she said missing a month would nuke her credit. I never once questioned her intentions because I thought we were building a life together. I run a custom aquarium installation company in South Florida, something I built from nothing over 7 years. It wasn't glamorous in the beginning. I scrubbed tanks in restaurant for pennies. I did 20-hour days hauling equipment in the heat. But it grew fast, and now we install high-end marine ecosystems in luxury hotels, medical centers, waterfront homes. I love what I do, and maybe that's why Lindsay and I fit at first. She loved nature too, always sketching native plants with this delicate precision that made you want to frame everything she touched. I thought we understood each other. Turns out she just liked my money. When she finally walked out of the bedroom, wearing one of my shirts like it was just a normal lazy morning, she stopped dead when she saw me. And instead of guilt, embarrassment, or literally any normal human response, she crossed her arms and said, "Why are you home?" Not, "Oh my God," not, "I can explain," not, "This is what it looks like," just irritation, like I had interrupted her weekend plans. Chase leaned back on the couch, stretching like a sunbathing cat, and mumbled, "Told you he'd find out eventually." That was when my body felt numb. Not trembling, not angry, just switched off. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't even ask questions. I simply walked past both of them, grabbed the spare duffel from the hall closet, and started packing a bag. Lindsay followed me, trailing excuses and half-hearted emotional manipulation attempts behind her. It isn't what you think. Okay, maybe it is, but we were having problems. You've been distant. You work too much. I just needed someone who made me feel free. Free. She'd been feeling very free with a business credit card I gave her for supplies. Free with the dinners I'd unknowingly funded while she claimed she was attending late-night art classes. Free with weekend research trips that were apparently beach getaways with a man who takes Instagram photos of tourists for a living. I didn't say a word. Silence unsettled her more than yelling ever could. I left and slept at my business partner's place, Tyler's. Good guy, practical, always had a feeling something was off with Lindsay, but stayed respectful about it. When I told him everything, he just nodded like he'd been waiting for the hammer to drop, then helped me make a list, a long list. Cancel her studio rent autopay. Cancel her car payment autopay. Remove her from my cloud accounts. remove her from streaming services, kill the business credit card access, suspend the software subscriptions tied to my company, freeze any optional spending she had been hooked into. It wasn't revenge. It was correction. Financial triage. If someone cuts the oxygen line while you're underwater, you don't keep sharing your tank. You pull back and breathe for yourself. The next morning, she unleashed an avalanche of frantic texts. My card isn't working. Did the studio payment bounce? The software says subscription canceled. What's going on? Answer me. Then, hours later, the tone shifted. You can't just abandon someone like this. You promised to support my career. We built something together. This is like a partnership. You owe me time to get stable. Oh, that word hit me like a bucket of ice. I didn't know her anything, but apparently she had found a lawyer who thought otherwise. A guy named Harold Brewer sent a demand letter claiming I owed Lindsay a transition support package of $12,000 plus her next 3 months of rent and car payments, because my previous support had created an implied financial partnership. The letter read like something ripped from a bad legal drama. My attorney, Ms. Bennett, who is sharp enough to spot a scam from a mile away, laughed when she read it. Actually laughed. She drafted a response so thorough it practically salted the earth behind it, outlining how we were never married. We never registered any domestic partnership. No contracts. No shared business contribution. No legal basis. No case. She concluded by suggesting that if Brewer kept pushing baseless threats, she'd pursue sanctions for harassment. I thought that would be the end. It wasn't. A few days later, I got a call from the property manager of her old studio building. Apparently, Lindsay and Chase were trying to remove thousands of dollars worth of equipment from the space. The lighting setups, the professional scanner, the specialized illustration tools. All of it purchased by me. All documented under my company expenses. When I arrived, they were in the middle of taking down the lighting array I spent weeks researching, so she could get perfect shadow-free detail for her work. And predictably, Chase tried puffing up like a territorial peacock. She needs this stuff, he said. You gave it to her. It's hers. No, gifts are given. Tools purchased by a business remain business property unless explicitly transferred. And I had the receipts. Literally, security came. Statements were made. The equipment was returned to me. That didn't stop Lindsay from unleashing a dramatic series of Instagram posts claiming I was financially abusive, controlling, sabotaging her career, complete with artistic black and white selfies of her crying in the now-empty studio. The captions were long, rambling monologues about escaping toxic stability and choosing love over materialism. It backfired so spectacularly, I almost felt secondhand embarrassment. The local art community, including people who had only given her opportunities because I vouched for her, quietly unfollowed her. Publishers she had tried networking with removed her from consideration lists. Word spread that she publicly attacked someone who had only ever helped her. And the art world is small. People talk. As for Chase, well, turns out his surf instructor lifestyle wasn't sustainable when he suddenly had someone expecting organic groceries, boutique materials, networking events, and higher living costs than his seasonal paycheck could even dream of covering. Within 8 weeks, their relationship imploded. Witnesses said they had screaming matches on Clearwater Beach. Sponsorships dropped him. Clients bailed after seeing him argue during what should have been lesson hours. Eventually, he shut down his business page and moved back to Jacksonville to work retail at a sporting goods store. Lindsay vanished into a haze of vague, healing journey posts. I never looked again. 8 months later, my business hit its biggest milestone. We opened a second location and landed 3 major hotel lobby contracts. My partner Tyler expanded the marine education side, working with schools and environmental groups, and I started dating Erin, a marine veterinarian who actually shares my passions. She pays for her own meals. She contributes ideas on fish health and environmental ethics. She doesn't see me as a walking checkbook. She's real and peaceful and kind. I haven't heard from Lindsay since. No calls, no letters, no lawsuits, nothing, which is exactly how I want it. Looking back, The betrayal wasn't the worst part. The worst part was realizing how easily I ignored the red flags because I wanted the relationship to work. I learned something important. Love doesn't require you to set yourself on fire to keep someone warm. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is walk away. Take back what's yours and rebuild your life with people who bring peace instead of chaos. And for the first time in a long while, my life feels like it's finally mine again.